bright lights today, huh?
Mike, I think yesterday was the first time this franchise had 300 yards passing and 200 rushings in 38 years. Can you just speak to the difficulty of doing that? And have you ever been on a team that's reached those two milestones in a game?
Pretty sure I have, but no, it's a heck of a milestone. I think that really, if you look at the way we're playing, I talked about it a little bit last night after the game, and really just finished talking to the team about it. You know, we're not short on production, but you know our efficiency needs to be better. So that's really what our focus is on. But yeah, that's a lot of production. I mean, we wanted to come in and you know, play up tempo. They obviously took the same course, you know, with their offense versus our defense. You know, I mean, they didn't even huddle. So I think both teams had a similar mindset going into the game. And I think that shows that, you know, our confidence that we have in our offense to both run and throw it, and I think it shows the you know, the confidence they had in their plan to try it also.
How big is points per possession in your mind that you look at? Is that something you look at when you talk about efficiency? Is that what you're getting at?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think you know, finishing drives too. I mean, you know, with the fact that we're running the ball as well as we are, you know, I think when you look at series, seven plus plays is a stat that I've always paid a lot of attention to, because it's so difficult to go the long way, and you know, that the long drive, the 98-yarder. I mean, that's to do that at that point in the game was, I thought, the most important series of the game for us offensively. But it's very difficult to drive, you know, 4 or 5 times in a game against defense. So I mean, that's something that we focus a lot on, and you know, I think that, you know, trying to stay ahead of the sticks is another evaluation that we continue to do, and you know, we've been doing a good job of that so far this year.
What do you make of the team's success of running on first down? Is that obviously execution in the run game, but also first down running is also adapting into the right play?
I mean, I think it's both points. Yeah, I think it's you know, our plan, and I think particularly going into this game, we weren't sure of the way they were going to play us in normal D&D. I don't know if there was a defensive front in the game yesterday that we didn't see in football. I mean, they gave us everything across the board, you know. So different personnel groups, different looks. So I think the ability to stay in clean plays, you know, I think you got to give Dak a lot of credit for that, and you know, the communication between series, and you know, building the next series. So I thought our guys did a really good job with that.
Did you run a lot in tight boxes in the past couple of games? It was too high safeties, and you know, invited you to run, but it seemed like yesterday you were able to run when they were trying to stop the run.
Oh, definitely. They you know, you could see they had you know, run pressures. We saw more run pressures in first and second down yesterday than we've seen, you know, particularly the last 3 weeks, and I thought we did a good job with it.
How is Zeke feeling after the pylon?
I mean, he's sore. Yeah, he's sore, but I don't see it being an issue as far as him playing this week.
You see a game like that from Zeke, is that more confirmation that this is a tough guy? This guy will play through a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, I learned that last year. I mean, he played through a bunch of different things last year. So yeah, no, he's a tough player, and I knew that when I was on the opposite side of the field. Just you know, his running style, and you know, yeah, he's going to bring it every day. So yeah, I have no concerns about him.
Cox didn't play a lot, but his play on the goal line, the speed and athleticism, that's why he's out there. I mean, that's what you want from him.
Definitely. I mean, it's a personnel matchup. You know, it's a position of responsibility for him. I mean, he played some on special teams. You know, I thought he did some better things on special teams. You know, punt protection, and I mean, he's just young. I mean, he's doing some things for us that he hasn't done, you know, in the past. So I thought he definitely got better.
He's so young in his career, but are you even amazed when you see Diggs? He looks like he's all over the ball.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's off to a tremendous start, and you know, had some big moments last year too. So I think we're seeing last year coming to, you know, fruition here as far as, you know, he's played that, you know, at that level weekly. You know, so and I think we all can acknowledge that he's probably going to get, you know, not as many opportunities in the future, but he's just his ability to track the football is unique. I mean, I just even the one he caught out of bounds was a great catch. So I mean, he's anticipating, he's seeing the routes, he's recognizing the time clocks, and and obviously has great ability to go get the football.
Mike McCarthy was talking about yesterday how the more you win, even with a slower start, the more he thinks about we need to be clean because we have our sights set on going deep into the postseason. How much do you think that is a message around here, and what's the balance of not looking too far ahead, but also saying, let's clean up these little things so we're ready when we get there?
I mean, I think from my perspective, and what I'm looking at is, it's clear where we want to go. I mean, you set that plan at the beginning of the year. That's what training camp's for, in off season as you build into it. But these games are so hard to win. So I mean, I'm just really focused on beating New England right now, but I think handling success is a common message, a constant message for us. And every time you experience winning as we've had the last 4 weeks in a row, I mean, there's questions you have to answer. So when I hear those things, I think they're just giving you an honest answer. But at the end of the day, we all clearly know what we want to do. But there's so much time and energy each and every day. And I think our guys are going to do a good job preparing each week. And this is going to be a different week. This is always a different challenge, a different type game when you play New England, and that's what we need to be focused on.
What's different about the challenge with New England?
Oh, it's a different game. I mean, it's different than playing the Giants. It's different than playing the Panthers. We haven't been on the road. We haven't been in the Northeast. So we're going to play in different weather. Their style of play is distinct. So we got to get ready.
What is kind of the thing that stands out to you over your years coaching when you go against a Bill Belichick team?
Very fundamentally sound, aggressive with their plan. They've always done a very good job of, schematically challenging what you do best. So I mean, there's no punches pulled, when you play these guys. So I mean, this is a style of play that our guys will embrace, but they do an excellent job of trying to scheme against the things you do best.
Do you feel as outfitted as you ever have offensively going up against a Belichick coach team, given offensively you guys can do, it's hard to take away one thing from you guys and shut you down entirely because of your versatility? I
mean, I love where we are, but I'm more excited about where we can go. I mean, this team is a team that's, they're very in tune with the accountability of doing what you need to do to be better. So, yes, I know. I'm not that far into New England to give you any comparables, but we're really focused on ourselves. This is really, we spent more time last week on Self Scout, because after having 4 weeks out there of the things that we've been able to do and the production that we've been able to produce. So we'll do more of that this week, and because we expect them to go, this team to really challenge us.
Like you say, you self-scout all the time, but do you break it into quarters to kind of look at it and go, okay, well, this trend has emerged, this is what we need to emphasize going into this next quarter, or how do you handle that?
Well, everybody has tendencies, and the most important thing is to be in tune with your tendencies, but also I think you have to be in touch with the trends of each team. Sometimes there's even trends by division. There's definitely trends by what's going on offensively in the league and so forth. So I mean, I think you just got to stay in tune with those things. And I'm not a big copycat, type game plan guy. I don't believe in a whole lot of that, because I think if you, I think my experience been is that if you put the time in the off season and you're conceptually balanced and you've built the menus to the volume that they need to be, you're definitely going to have what you need each and every week. So just paying attention to those trends.
Mike, talking about Diggs, when you were calling plays and you were playing a team that had a corner who they thought was a shutdown guy and traveled with your best receiver, how did that affect the way you called your plays? How did that allow you to account for including your best guys? I
mean, the first two steps that I would look at is, number one, throw it over there when he's over here. And then when he is over here, make sure your formation, because, usually if he's lined up to one side, he's probably matching your who they think is your top receiver, your top threat, or your top tendency. So, but just to make sure that you try to help that individual with formation or release and so forth. So, I think that's the way he'll, that'll probably be the trend that he'll see.
Randy seemed like he had another active game. What did you make of his performance?
Who did?
Randy Gregory?
Randy? Yep, Randy played very well. Extremely disruptive. I think he's put together, I'd say 3 really consistent performances since coming back from COVID. Graded out very well. Very pleased with the way Randy played.
You had early season momentum quite a bit in Green Bay. It's been a while since you've been in this spot. How is your message, or how is it different in this kind of a spot versus, say, last year or other times?
I think they're all different because it's every team's unique. The experiences that you have in each and every week are always a little different. Who you're playing against is different. So, like I said, I like where we are because I think we've played at a pretty consistent level. In all 5 contests this year. I feel like we've played well enough to win in all 5 contests, but I think our players and coaches have done a really good job of staying on top of the specifics and the details that we need to stay focused on to be better.
You spoke to us a lot in camp about play style, trying to get the right play style down, even in preseason games. Has the team checked those boxes, and is that about complementary football more than anything?
Well, complementary football is part of it, but it's just, it's the consistent energy, not having the lulls. We had the lull last week, 2 weeks ago against Carolina. So, and that's what we're talking about. Just keeping the energy up and handle the adversity moments the right way, and just make sure we're emptying our bucket each and every contest.
A lot of the players have talked about Kellen being in a groove as a play caller. In your own experience calling plays, is that a thing? You kind of notice situations where you get on a run like that as a play caller?
Oh, definitely. I think when you're running the ball this well, it's a lot easier to call plays. I mean, because you're obviously when you're able to continue to run the ball 30 plus times a game, it's obviously you're probably ahead in the sticks. So definitely no. I think he's definitely in the groove, and but more importantly, I really like the way Kellen and the staff and the players. We're doing a good job with the in-game adjustments, and I'm sure it'll be a big challenge this week in New England.
Do you like how you guys handled some of the chippiness in that game yesterday?
I thought it was better. I thought we were better this week than we were against Carolina, but we can also get better. Our big, I'd say, focal points that shine a bright light on in a corrective session today was, we got to be better with the ball protection. Our ball protection was not where it needed to be yesterday, and the pre-snap penalties we've had too many this year. So that's where we need to really focus on.
When you think about how y'all game plan Cedric Wilson in your schemes, how many different things can he do, and how do you conceptualize his versatility? Yeah,
Cedric's a very gifted athlete. Cedric's he's the guy that can run all day long. He's a GPS marvel. So he's a highly conditioned athlete. But he's a former quarterback, so very high in instinct and awareness. Football comes very natural to him. So I would say I don't know if there's anything that we can't do with Cedric.
What was the better ball placement for Dak, the deep ball to CD or the one to Cedric there?
Yeah, I think they're both. I mean, the timing of the throws. So, I mean, in position of field, the accuracy with the flatness of the throws. I thought there were two really good throws.
So the receivers helped them out. It seemed like on CDs he's kind of stacked the DB pretty good to give the angle of the throw. I couldn't tell as much on Cedric's, but how much of those guys help Dak with those kind of throws?
Ditto, bingo, man. Stacking the receiver, running the red line, getting 2 steps to his one. Yeah, it was all there. No, I thought both routes were good. He gave him the box to throw it into, and Dak did a heck of a job placing it there.
After the cover 2 debacle, I had to come back with something else.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Kind of a general question, I guess. Is there a balance between doing something in a game, obviously trying to win the game, but also wanting to put that on tape for future opponents to see, and just kind of how you strike that balance?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're there right now, but there's definitely points in the season that I'm not saying it doesn't go on. Yeah, definitely. No, and I think when you look at their schedules, the way these schedules, lay up, with all the division games at the end, it's not. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at certain points in the season. Yeah.
Are you want to look at the standings right now, tell the team about it, or you just wait until December?
I've been doing this for a number of years, and I haven't had to tell the team this yet because I didn't think we were at that point. But I think until you get to 10 wins, it's all that conversation is just it's a waste of time. Comparables, hypotheticals, all those things. I get that it's newsworthy. I'm not being ignorant, but history will tell you until you get to 10 wins, it's you're really wasting your time. You should just focus on winning the next game.
Does it help to focus on the next game when it is a team like the Patriots? I mean, this franchise, I don't think it's beaten Patriots since Tom Landry. I know they haven't beaten them since Bill Belichick's been there. I don't know if you know that history, that care about the history, but does that help get your...
I think it's definitely that, anytime you're trying to create urgency and tighten the focus on what's next, I think those are nuggets. I mean, I think those are things that you talk about. But at the end of the day, we're going to really dive into these guys, and and we'll be ready for them before we get on the plane Saturday. And when we get up there, we're going to be focused on ourselves.
You guys had no injuries to report after the game, but on Monday can sometimes bring surprises. Where do you guys stand medically coming out?
Pretty good. Got some guys sore, banged up, but nothing to put on the list right now. So came out pretty good.
In your role, do you kind of like peeking around corners to see what's ahead that's not going so good right now, or do you kind of enjoy the moment at all?
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
Are you looking at, okay, this is good now, but these things might catch us down the road? Are you looking more at that one, or do you enjoy the ride of what's going on with the 4-game winning streak?
I think that's what the coach is supposed to do, isn't he? Do I look like I'm enjoying the ride? I'm having a ball because we're winning. But absolutely. I think that's what coaching is. You're always looking ahead. Looking at the bye week. You're always scheduling and. I just spent some time on the winter schedule this morning. So, yes, to give you the details, I'm definitely looking around the corner and looking ahead. I think that's a big part of my job. I was waiting for the joke. I was waiting for the catch.
You're doing it right. Yeah. Steven said this morning it'll be a couple of months, I think, for Neville. Do you have a setback or something like that?
I wouldn't say he has a setback. I mean, it was a big injury. He said he has a couple more months from today. I think it's a couple months injury.
In a month.
In a month. 4 weeks?
Yeah. Into Marcus maybe too.
That sounds right, yeah. That sounds about right.
That's kind of what it was.
Projection, yeah. He looks good. I mean, I just saw him out there earlier working, so.
With the pylon camera and Zeke again, would you like to see them move that thing or maybe not have it, or I don't know how many?
Rich is going to read you his email here shortly because he just sent one out. Yeah, no, I didn't realize all was involved in the camera and the pylon, but yeah, I mean he's sore, no question about it. So we're lucky.
So you sent an email to the league or the network?
I'm sorry?
You sent an email to the league or the network over this?
All our options up.
How come I don't get to answer the questions like that? You tell me I gotta get. He always tells me I can't. Yeah, look at all my options. Yeah.
Mike is playing a lot of defensive snaps at linebacker, but relative to the past few weeks, he's seen fewer rushes. Are you comfortable with that, or given that he's such an effective rusher, do you want him to get more rushes as part of his linebacker defensive work?
Well, when you look at just the game yesterday, things changed a little bit, with the change of quarterback. But yeah, as far as the opportunities Micah has to make plays, I'm very comfortable with it. I mean, it's, he had his big job yesterday, particularly with the up-tempo offense, them huddling at the line, not even huddling, just, line up the line of scrimmage and doing a substitution. So that was a great experience for him. But no, it's, we're definitely focused on giving him as much, as many opportunities as possible.
Wilson or some of these guys, should they start to work back in a little bit more this week? Would you anticipate?
I think you'll see a couple guys back out there this week. We haven't finalized it yet, but maybe just an individual. But I don't see anybody coming back off the IR list before the game for New England.
I know you don't get to choose when you're biased, but would you prefer to have one later if you could, given how long the season is and how relatively early it is, or doesn't much matter?
I like the bye week where it is. I really do. I've always viewed the Thanksgiving game as a kind of a second mini bye. So I know we go Thursday, the Thursday after Thanksgiving. So I do. I like where our bye is. I think it breaks the season up really nice.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.